Tanga, if we go to other places, that Kiseka Hospital area, which used to be there, that Nakivu catchment area, Kifumbira, you go to Chireka, Banda, all the places where the cholera would start, you would find out that actually people were not using national water, tap water. We even endeavored to put free taps, PSPs, for a period of 3 months to contain. The recent infection of typhoid, it was chaotic. You had admission of about 1,400 people at that KCCA, Mengo, Kisenyi, that side. Even UPDF, medical service, had to intervene. I was on that task force. So when you talk about obstructing water from underground, it will be clear, but you cannot see what is inside. And they are going to cause even hotels and other places, even Sheraton requested for underground. And it's not manageable to contain, to control, and to monitor. Ministry of Health has always had so many engagements with Ministry of Water and National Water, so to make sure that we don't have these epidemics come again to Kampala. We have been having a break. So imagine if it starts in the hospital and women's hospital. Cross-contamination, when you obstruct and you have piped water system together in the same tanks in the facilities, how do you monitor? How do you sample to identify a point of pollution or infection? So it's a very big chapter to discuss, but Kampala CDB, where Murago falls, and other places, it's a no-go area. Outside the metropolitan, Greater Kampala metropolitan, we allow, through permit obstruction procedures, Ministry of Water is controlling that, and National Water usually issues an objection after checking the water quality and how it's going to be managed. So there is no way we can talk about saving through causing more sickness and uncontrollable situations. What we can advise is that Murago Hospital is very commendable for the interventions they have done in engineering. They have done the restructuring of the reservoirs, which would cause point leakages, overflows, and all that. And they have been managing the booster and pumping system to make sure that they have stable and reliable supply. Interruptions of supply also cause that cross-contamination because some seepage from the soil can enter our pipes. So post-treatment, we ensure that residual chlorine, which is 0.2 milligrams per liter, is available to actually disable any other entry of ingress of bacteria. But the obstruction from underground, you don't have that control. So my colleagues who are on this side, accounting officers, we completely say in the CDB, it is a no-go area for underground obstruction. It will even affect the structures which are existing. You might have heard about Nairobi City where people have been obstructing. The foundations might start settling. How do you control the dynamic water level of the underground? It actually helps to balance your structure. But if you start excessively obstructing it, you start getting issues of structural failure in the structures of Murago Hospital and others.
You know,
thank you very much.
You know, when you scratch, Dr. Nonge, I think, understands the language that I speak. Ilotojo akore itunganano madang. You can be sure that. What is the problem? So, no, I said, like in the language that I speak. So you should wait for the English version. So Dr. Nonge must have attempted to disturb Imadang of national water. So the fellows will talk here until the sun rises. For Donald's sake, who was panicking, in Ateso, usually a tick stays in some of the most sensitive areas of either a cow, a goat, or a human. So if you want to know that animal, human, cow, goat, bull, that if you want to know that they are very sensitive and can react, you look for the area where the tick is and you scratch, akori madang. So my good doctor is trying to scratch the imadang of national water. When you do that, you may not. National water can never be your supporter to become an alternative water supplier, because then you are getting them out of business. So they will tell you of how there are a lot of putrid elements under the water, how the sewage seeps in the underground and that is likely to join the water body, how you are going to. So he will never allow you to do that. He would rather have arrears, yes. But I'll not allow you. You people, can we find a way so that we let them go, probably have lunch, and then they prepare to work in the afternoon?
When somebody raises an issue of leakage,
yes,
and National Water does not respond to it, and they are all here, it is not right. He raised something.
You want him to respond?
He raised that he's suspecting.
Okay, fine. He has raised it.
He's suspecting some leakage.
He has raised. Honorable Donald, it's okay. We have picked it. Honorable Yeku, then we shall come back to.
I was just looking at efficiency, and I like what he had said. You know, majority of the time, when you even walk into these public places, you find that even me, who has walked in, I don't have the manners to efficiently use whatever is there in a good way. And yet you find that if you look at how much you spend in these areas and actually you employ some methods of how to control the wastage alone, it can give you a good value for your money. Because we have been into these public places. I can walk into Mulago, walk into the washroom or something, wash my hands, leave the tap running. Immediately it's running for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes before any of maybe your staff comes in. How much water have you lost? He spoke about leakages, and this is where national water should come in also. You must study my consumption. If, for example, Mulago Hospital, with a turn-up of about, say, 1,000 clients in a day, was consuming, say, for example, say 100 liters per hour. What happened now that it is now almost consuming 600 or 20,000 liters over time? It means that either there is a problem with either wastage or the leakages within internal system of the piping. So you need to also help our MDAs, despite the fact that we know it's a responsibility for them to pay you, but you should also take the initiative to study their consumption. That this month you have used this amount of money. Last month you used this. There is a problem. Either you have a lot of wastage coming in, or you have some broken pipe somewhere. So that, you know, it is a balance of check between you and them. Because also them, the budget lines that they have are a little bit limited. And yet if you help them understand that, okay, these are the best measures that you can do to save water, these are the best measures you can do for efficiency, some of that. And now you see the alternatives they are giving you. While you're explaining, I was looking at you, I said, he's rotating, but the answer is just near you. The answer is no underground water. Yeah, so, Chair, I think...
Okay, thank you, Honorable Eko. Honorable, why am I giving out people's positions? Engineer Alex, Donald re-emphasized it. You recall when we were investigating the matter of these areas, police came in and accused you for worn out, dilapidated pipes. You remember in the barracks and what? And that because you are not helping them to rehabilitate that infrastructure, you are arbitrarily charging them. Another team did so. I think it was Mulago. They also raised it here at that point. In that meeting, you were not here. It was Dr. Mujisha. But since you are the field man, in just 2 minutes, please give us a response that also satisfies these people who struggle with money to give you. What is the situation of your infrastructure? Is it your GI pipes that are probably leaking all over the place that these people are having this burden?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, honourable members and my colleagues. We start with Murago Hospital as the general first. When the Murago Hospital was established a long time ago, the pipes were installed and we would stop at the boundary, which is at the booster station, when you're entering the Murago Hospital. We took over management of the pumping station because they used to have a lot of problems, electrical, mechanical, pipe breakages, and the tank. They got a project funding, they structured the whole place. And now the question was, how do we manage the pressure system going to the traditional reservoirs of 1940s and coming back to the distribution for new Murago, old Murago, have been together, moving with my team and the Murago Hospital team and the former engineering department of the Ministry of Health to make sure that the integrity of the internal system is good. In particular, also going to the question of women hospital, they have a dedicated pipeline going specific to their place. That pipe was even small. Recently, when we were overhauling that system, charging water, increasing the pressure and the reliability of service to Murago Hospital, the whole of Murago Hospital, not specific, we replaced the pipeline, which was going to their destination point of consumption. We changed the diameter. I was responsible for that. And now they get to water 24 hours, 7 days a week. We even closed some sections of Naguru and other places of Okoto, so that we actually, anytime Murago Hospital has the issue of interruption, we have 3-point sources. We get from Nakasero, Muyenga, and from Naguru reservoirs. And we have streamlined Murago Hospital. That's why the bidding has changed. They have it on record. It's 1 year ago, and I've been communicating even to the ED of Murago Hospital on behalf of National Water MD, and they requested for us to restructure the internal system so that those old pipes and whatever which are GI can be replaced, even internal individual separation. They have so many entities, accounting officers in the bigger geography of Murago Hospital. It's also being handled internally, and she attested to it. And when we had this change of where Murago Hospital was getting less water, and it was a big constraint, we even have a WhatsApp group where we are on that platform responding as engineering to make sure that they have 24-hour supply. It's a critical area for national water. Now, what I could advise on innovation, if we visit the hotels, current hotels, they no longer have those taps which are mechanically outdated engineering. You have spring-loaded pressure taps where you press, it can regulate the flow of water, and as time maybe, you can put it 20 seconds and it shuts out, answering your question. The traffic on those taps, it is causing a lot of wastage, internal wastage. And then also the open taps which are in compounds. You find the tap, as you said, somebody opens it and runs away. Even schools now, they have actually bought those small taps. They are not very expensive. Of course, they add on more maintenance and replacement, but can also be put on the O&M, operational budget of the hospitals. And also the reservoirs, which I first commended, which are overflowing most of the time, also having leakages because they are steel and they are corroded. Most of them have been replaced. And specific, like Cancer Institute, I even participated in the consultant who designed the pressure system for the Cancer Institute. The management of water is okay. You can put pressure reducing valves, you can enhance the flow when you want it, and when you don't want it, it regulates. And Murago hospitals, they have put separate tanks to manage specific points of consumption. I commend them for that. But the journey is still on. We have not yet perfected. And national engineering, which I had, we are still able to support and be on the ground. I have been a foot soldier for Murago Hospital since 1993, when I was promoted from Jinja to become a manager in Kampala. And I've been there committed as an individual, not only as an engineer. I give a special eye to Murago Hospital, and we continue supporting Murago Hospital and other hospitals. Uganda prisons, same, they are not here. We give them dedicated pipeline from Mutungo Tank up to the services of prisons, and they have rehabilitated, restructured. Butabika Hospital, they don't come here because they're always in credit. We restructured their tank and also rehabilitated, but at a cost, not national cost, because those are internal assets. and they are working. Makerere University, we also took over their booster system near the primary school, and the tanks were not rehabilitated. They still had to fight with leakages of the tank overflows and the internal plumbing system for the whole of the irrigation system from Makerere Hospital. I mean, sorry, Marago University and Chambogo. So they are now peaking and they are paying. They are not here. So we need actually to continue. It's a journey. And if we support the budget for them for infrastructure improvement, rehabilitation, and structuring of the internal systems, National don't have that money because it's an internal asset. We stop at the boundary, but as social obligation and corporate, we move in also further. We don't bill them for that input of engineering, but when they need some fittings which they don't have, we also provide. Even the staff who manage the station, Murago does not contribute any coin. They only provide security. That's what I'm presenting to you, Mr. Chairman. We care, and the duty of care is still going on. Thank you very much.
Engineer Alex, you are DMD technical, isn't it? So that's the side where you are. How I wish you were in stakeholder engagement, because you seem to be very persuasive. You probably more than even you could do with the pipes. Honorable Karubanga, I know you want to respond to him.
Chair,
it's almost about time that we should have
I
gender
just
here.
want to thank him. Finally, he has come out. The other time he was on the offensive. Now he has come out to at least give a disclaimer. He has said indeed he stops at the he has a boundary, and he has talked about the internal systems. But at least I've heard him now give what Dr. Rose Byanyima needs. He has talked of the pressure reducing valves, which are very key. The current installations, he has told you, some of them are very old. And I think even the rehabilitation, which he has talked about, which is internal, I think that's what now the minister, as I was talking about, Wavigaro, needs to come out and support all these, the National Referral Hospital, the regional, so that we can have systems which are up to date. But otherwise, I'm really very happy he has come out to now tell the truth. He has run away from the salesman. Now he has come to provide a solution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just so you know, National Water, His Excellency the President is very serious about his pledge on water. As you know, on the 3rd of November, he addressed probably the biggest rally that he has done in this round of election at Soroti Sports Ground. I have not seen that number of people again. I was privileged to translate his speech or interpret his speech in Ateso. His Excellency the President was specific, one, about water from Chikagati up the hills into Mbarara, 35 kilometers. 65, you said 35, but yes, 65. I know that you will be campaigning in the West in the next few weeks. I really hope that His Excellency's pronouncement is that you have taken the water to Mbarara. Number two, he went ahead to enumerate places where National Water is in the process of concluding connection of piped water. And he talked about Awalwal sub-county in Gweri County. He also said Awukot sub-county in Gweri County. I have the misfortune of coming from these places. I even have the unenviable task of being a candidate in those places. Now that His Excellency has said it on the microphone and he has left Teso, the only other person who can face retribution if the water actually doesn't reach is the what? Yeah? Is the So, yes, because His Excellency has said, you, the people of our world, the water is coming, pipe water, you have got. I know you must have participated in preparing of his what? His speech or his. So for me, that is down there. I don't want to reach the 15th of January when the water is not actually down there. Unasikia? Yeah. A good turn deserves what? Another one. I'm not scared of saying that, even when there are cameras here, because I am here working for you. The president has come, pronounced that there is water. On your part, the excavated trenches are getting covered back by the mud. The fellows there will want to revenge on the next person whom the president has left what? Behind. Unfortunately, that will be me. So when you go back, please help the people down the other side to resurrect the lines so that the water reaches where the president intends it to be. Well, I am just being a little bit careful in going there, but they know. They know. So I want to think that, colleagues, you've had a sufficient discussion. Probably later when we are dealing with the BFP, we can call particularly the institutions under health, the hospitals, as part of the guests that will interact with us, because our BFP is defended before budget committee. It will help for us to get budget committee to make a unilateral pronouncement that all the other committees make provision for increased budgets for utilities. So we will invite them so that we repeat to receive this in January. You will find all these members because they are all going to win, so they will be very happily interacting with you. And they are all going to win. Huh? Donald, the chairman is talking. What do you say? So, but we want to thank you. Maybe at this juncture, can I request that you allow for us to release some of our guests? We received an apology from Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs. The Honorable Oboth is in Bukedi. His Excellency the President is campaigning in Bukedi now, and being a senior leader from there, he couldn't come. The Honorable Huda Oleru has gone for an IGAD conference out of the country. She couldn't be here. We've just received a letter from Internal Affairs. I think that is the only reason Uganda Police Force has been able to use as an excuse not to be here, because prisons has come here, even if the Minister for Internal Affairs was not around. But now I can answer your question, Honorable Kataliwa. The committee intends to have an opportunity to continue conducting some of the business before we go into the budget framework paper period. So at a certain appropriate time, we will let you know. I'm going to contact the ministers physically and by telephone, in person, and then agree with them so that I will let you know when next we can be able to continue. But in the meantime, I want to thank the institutions under Ministry of Health. You have been so far the most compliant. Even when we have not heard from Masaka, I think it's the only place where we have not heard. Honorable Javira comes from there. Honorable Sentai comes from there. As you go back to your trenches, please pass by there and say, our institution needs to survive. Huh? But otherwise, for the greater Mulago complex, I didn't hear about Butawika. Did Butawika? They're always in credit. So do they get more money than these other people? Isagara, I mean Alex.
Chair, the Butawika Hospital, their budget has been approved much earlier to actually always comply with their consumption, and they have never reduced for them. I think they expect it's a security area, that one. It's not only a hospital. So when they bill and they have money, they even sometimes pay in advance. Yes, from the time of Dr. Vasaz and what.
But you say it's a security area.
It's very chaotic when those people run out, when there's no water and what. Even for electricity, they are on hot line, power line. I live in Ruzira, so I'm a neighbor to Utavika. It's a security area, that one. Those people have to get water 24 hours. They have to get electricity 24 hours. You don't expect darkness in Utavika Hospital. We suffer, we are neighbors, so they even come over to our houses. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you. You answered me. I understand. So anyway, would like to thank you. Please, thank you for coming and thank you for honoring our invitation. We wish your leaders all the best in the elections. I know that health is not here because probably our colleagues are either in Zimbabwe, somewhere in Toro, or in Lango. We wish them all the best. We would like to discharge the people from our hospitals to go so that things may be very good the other side. Thank you for coming. Please greet my accounting officer. He knows how to delegate. As you come this way, things are happening in Entebbe. That is how things should work. Thank you very much. Yeah. Colleagues, you are not yet because we expect Minister of Gender at 1. They have not told us whether they are not coming, so please don't run away. Honorable members, please, okay, please, whoever needs to escort their doctor. Donald, do you want to escort the doctor from Naguru? No. You don't want? You said you did.